Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Tarnation TV again. We do this, and we do it right, apparently. So here we are Friday night, and we are at Primetime Racing League at the Primetime Super Speedway. It is their 2025 All-Star Race. We'll get into how you qualify for said race. But anyway, I'd like to thank everybody for watching. I'd like to thank Graham and his whole crew for having us in here to broadcast their All-Star Race. We'll be in the trucks this evening, but without further ado, I am Blaine Donlin, joined by Rod Weston himself.
Yep, the All-Star Race, as you were saying you were going to talk about it earlier, but I'm going to talk about it now. You're winning, you're in the All-Stars. But they didn't have, they had plenty of people that, had won. There are a few drivers in here tonight that have not won a race, but basically they had a few drivers that couldn't make it tonight, so they kind of filled it in with some of their other regulars that hadn't won, so it would be really cool to watch. Primetime, it's the Primetime Speedway, which is basically Talladega. It's three-wide racing. These guys, I've watched them for a long time, raced with them for a while. It's a good league, so you're in for some good racing tonight.
Yeah, that's the thing. They have the backup drivers too, because they want a certain amount. You want to have 20 to 30 guys on the track. It makes for a good race at a super speedway. But yeah, a couple of the guys couldn't make it, and a couple other guys could. So yeah, we've got winners. I think it's race winners, series winners. You got to win if you want to be in an all-star race. So here's a whole race full of winners for you.
The basic criteria was that you had to have won a race at any one of the series that they run here over at PRL, because I know they used to do a Monday. I believe they still do a Monday night. I think it was Drivers of Integrity, Back to the Future on Tuesday, and then I think Thursday, Friday, Saturday or Thursday, Friday, Sunday were the Talladega races or the Primetime Super Speedway races, where some of them, like Friday night, was the trucks. I know that
they were running that vintage 65 mod.
Okay.
The old vintage truck mod is so cool. It's cool, a new mod, but it's based on 1965 pickup trucks. It's really cool. They run that on Mondays, I think. Yeah, a lot of racing over here at PRL, at least 4 times a week with the 4 or 5 different series they have. So yeah, man. It's going to be, again, a stacked field this evening, a lot of familiar names, so we know we're in for a good one.
Yeah, and I think, the guys that couldn't make it tonight but were qualified were, Kelly Kaza. Randy Waugh, surprisingly, is not here tonight. I would have thought he would have been one of the guys that would have been here. And I think that was the only... I'm trying to see there.
Was it RJ?
RJ Cabana had to work tonight.
Yeah.
So, and then I haven't really look to see. Greg's here. There was only 3 drivers that technically couldn't make it. So I do know that Robert Spring is one of the guys that is just kind of coming in and we don't want to call him a field filler, but technically yes, he is.
Yeah. Here there's specific criteria to make this race. But then if you're willing to be a backup for one of those guys, like you said, Kazi, Cabana, those guys can't make it. So at least we could have somebody in their spot. This is lotto qualifying, and they just triggered it. So the field has been set just like that. But yeah, on your screen now, you're seeing I just got a continuous scroll going of the drivers that qualified for the race. And of course, the race information, we are racing the Camping World Series 2015 truck mod. Lotto qualifying, 5-minute happy hour, or a 5-hour minute. What about a 5-hour? How could we say that? 5-minute happy hour, or a 5-hour happy minute.
Well, I'm not sure which one of those would be better.
I don't know. Damage set to moderate. Cautions, of course, are on, and we will roll a full pace lap too, so we get a good look at these trucks.
And as we always do, jokingly around, we always kind of joke around about when we do these broadcasts where they are random qualifying. We end up getting in the field, not being at the end of the field like we normally would have been qualifying. So you out-qualified me again, because we always talk about that, whether you out-qualify. You actually start 5th, I start 8th. So the good news about that is there'll be a few drivers moving up 1 position on either side.
Right, yeah.
If we were nose and tail, like I do sometimes, that whole row moves up. But the random qualifying, yeah. But your top qualifiers, which would be probably pretty similar if, they did qualifying. You got Ken Roberts on the pole, Keith Bynum outside pole, Alex Moe, glad to see him here tonight. He's starting third. Robert Breedlove. Then Blaine Donovan is not going to make it, so we're going to go to the next guy. That would be Brian Lovell, Tim Anderson, and me, but I'm not racing. So Pat McCarskey, the old guy, I haven't seen him in a long time. Bobby Farrell, Javier Negron, Josh Slocum, Graham McDonald, Denny Carroll, Greg Palmer, Greg Lovell, Ulysses Sandoval. Poppy's out there starting in the 17th position. Then you got KD Huntsberry, Brian Rasson. We've seen him on the Sunday nights that we do, as well as, Robert Spring and the other guys. But then we get down to Rodney Sullins, Nate Balzer, Matt Paglia, then Robert Spring, and rounding up the top field of the field tonight would be Billy Isaac.
See, like I said, stacked field. We got a whole pile of dudes in here.
Curious to see what truck he was running, what Billy Isaac was running. Wasn't sure what truck he was running, so I was curious to see what one he was running. Was one of those Coors trucks, or?
Yeah, we were running with
in the mellow yellow truck tonight. All right.
We were running with Rolling Thunder last night, their season finale for season number 66, and LSR got caught up in some trouble early on there. And it was weird because the game wasn't throwing yellows. He got caught in an accident that we thought for sure would have brought a yellow out on a back straightaway, but the car got around backwards and got up in the air with another guy, and they were on the racing line, then went down off the racing line, hit the wall on the inside of the back straightaway there. And I'm like, Seth, we were all kind of wondering, like, wow, that was a pretty wild ride for not throwing out a yellow. So
yeah,
I don't know what Elliser had going on, but it worked, I think. I don't know.
So if you guys are, that was the season finale of that, are you still doing the Thursday night deal? Are they still going to have something going on there in the Thursday nights for you guys to broadcast, or does that end there and then they pick it up back in the fall, maybe in February?
Yeah, so what they're doing, the Talladega Challenge over at Rolling Thunder, season 66 is done, and we have been asked to continue with season 67. So
that won't start until February?
Probably mid-January or something. Yeah,
okay.
They take a couple weeks off right now for the holidays. Yeah. So probably in the first week or two of January, they'll fire it back up.
We're lucky. Some of the guys like ASR do a little bit of more of a winter series, so that keeps us busy.
So that we restart the game because the ticker, everything's decided to stop. But anyway, we are running 76 laps this evening, 40% race.
Looking at
a bit longer than normal, but it is an all-star race, so that makes sense. Make it a little bit more of an endurance thing.
Yeah, and then they get about 19 to 20 laps in a gallon, basically 19 laps on a tank of fuel. You can get 20 if maybe you're the eighth car back in that line. Just saving fuel because you don't have to push so hard. But like I said before, 3-wide racing with these trucks I myself, if I had to choose something to run, this track on, it would be the trucks. Whether it be the Aero 88, you know what I mean? Just that truck's physics. They suck up a little bit better. I have always liked the trucks better than I did the Cup cars here, but just a lot of fun.
Seth and I were talking about, and Kyle last night too. We're talking about when it comes to Talladega Super Speedway being such a fan favorite for these challenge kind of leagues, so they stick to the same track, and it's a tough track and it's exciting, bump draft and all that stuff. But what are the best mods to run here at Talladega with the CTS physics and this one and the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup 2019 mod is like the Men's Cup are kind of the two big ones. Yeah, because they do fit the hitbox perfectly, and there's just something about them. They're flawless when it comes to this big track.
And a lot of people will run the Men's Cup, but they make the Men's Cup also in a CTS physics.
Right.
So, that makes it more of the truck style of driving, but yet, really much better to drive.
Exactly.
Do me a favor and don't jump in and jump out. Let it run through, okay?
Yep, we'll not do it. So
And
starting with the lineup.
as Ryan Wolf would say, Rod, go live.
Yeah, make sure you're live.
We love our friends out there. They keep track of us, keep us on our toes.
If I slowed this thing down a bit, I could actually pan through the field right here. There we go. This will be a full pace lap, so we'll go over the cars. Trucks. Oh, there we go. Cars, trucks.
Telling one of the things you and I had a little discussion earlier of a potential some people that would like for us to broadcast for them, and I was telling him about the drone cam, and he was like, "What?" I said, "Yeah, he's got a drone cam," and I told him about we do the Cannon race, the Cannon Memorial race, how that he went all over the track during the early part of the broadcast, picking up the Easter eggs that John Godfrey had made in that track, because there was a ball field. Anything to do with the cannon, it was there, and it was really cool.
Yeah, it was neat how... speed this back up here. He hit so many things in that track. And again, speaking of John Godfrey, he retextured
the guy
this
that
one
makes
too.
all these tracks.
Yeah, he retextured
in our circle, he is John Godfrey is the man. He's the guy that makes all of these tracks, and he makes them, picks them up. But basically, Rodney Sullins approached him and said, "Hey, Talladega's fun. I'd really like to see it better." So John Godfrey went to work, and he came out with this. Basically, it was started out at Burnt Screwdriver Racing, which we do on Sunday. Then it was made for Talladega Nights, and now it was made for Primetime Racing League. And then RTG, I don't know if do they run that same track with the widened pit road?
I believe it started... See, because they don't run a night version. RTD used to run the BSR version at night, I think.
But he did such a great job.
I don't know who originally changed it into night. I don't know if that was John, but he's definitely responsible for all the retexturing. So that's why we've got the striped walls here. Like, it's super cool. They decided to go with the red, white, blue walls. This one's really good, unique. And you've got the blue ones and the red ones and the yellow ones and different grass.
It's a Primetime Racing League track. They made it its own. So when you're in the truck, you know where you're at.
It's neat to see the name on there. And then that pace truck, Divins made me that, because it's got his sponsor on the hood.
That's cool.
And a Talladega Nights logo on the back. That's an old one. It's from a while back.
Ford
used to run
Lightning.
full-time over there.
Pace truck is down pit road. Ken Roberts leading the field with Keith Bynum on the high side there. See who gets the better jump. I'd like to be Ken Roberts with Alex Moe. Starting this far up in the front with Alex Moe is going to be very, very weird. He'd rather start in the back. He stays out of trouble, and he's always there at the end if he doesn't get in an accident. Ken Roberts got a great run, got a nice little push by Alex Moe on the bottom side. We still are only up to about 150 miles an hour. It takes a little while to wind these things up. Got to tighten that rubber band up. Bobby Farrell goes from the high side to the bottom side, right down there in front of Pat McCarsky.
I love that Tim Anderson truck, the yellow one with the blue wheels. It's cool.
The biggest thing is I practiced with the guys a little bit out here earlier. I don't like the bottom. It's great entering the corner, great through the middle, and the exit of it thing, to me, it's just a little tight. You have to either lift or put a little bit of wheel in it, and every time you do, it just kind of slows it down a little bit. But as we always say, you'll see the rigs, the trucks in the inside, I almost said cars, trucks in the inside will get a better, as long as they're lined up like they are right now side by side, the trucks on the inside will get a better run into the corner. See Alex Moe now currently on the bottom. He gets that better run into the inside the corner. Now we're going to the middle, and off to the exit, you'll see Ken Roberts get a better run off. And that's a lot to do with that trying to turn through the corner. I think Alex Moe has just, decided to be Alex Moe and do his normal routine. Go to the back, stay out of trouble. That's his MO. Alex doesn't always qualify. He'll like to start in the back. And one of the things about Alex Moe is if you know Alex Moe, don't race Alex Moe at Michigan, because you will probably lose every time. That guy is phenomenal at Michigan. He's great everywhere he goes. He doesn't have too many tracks that are not that good for him. Looks like Keith Bynum got him worked his way down to the bottom there. He should have led that lap. Yes, he did. Granted, no points. Only thing you were doing tonight is bragging rights. So, if you want to get out there, get out front, see what you got for a truck to run out front. Try to figure out now what you have to do to put yourself in that position come down to the last 3 laps.
It's so crazy how we can literally race here every night of the week with a different mod. And yeah, sure, the track's the same, but it's not. Because like you were saying, the low line very different, and it's just the combination of the mod, the setup, the track settings. It's if anything's off by a percentage, like a 1%, it can literally, the track I can literally be 1.00. Like you can do the 0.01, and it will change it just enough, and that'll set it apart from everybody else.
And the setup, it really makes a lot of difference with it too, because you can change the shocks on the front of these trucks a little bit. I believe when I raced the Talladega Nights, they asked for a little help, and we did. We adjusted the front shocks on the truck to give it that little better turn off the corner, and it worked really good. It didn't make, it wasn't a night and day difference. It was just enough so you really didn't push up into the truck on the outside of you. And I believe this probably is still that same setup, because still, it comes off the corner good. It's just, for me, for myself, I would much rather run the high side here.
And seeing that last lap there, Breedlove in the 931, that Pepsi truck out front in that middle line right now, the high line, he was behind Bynum on the low line, and he might be thinking the same thing you are. He's like, I don't like this bottom line, so he moved up in front of Ken, and now he's leading the race.
But you look behind him, you've got Ken Roberts, you got Robert. That's not Robert Breedlove. I'm sorry. Slocum, okay, and then you got Greg Lovell back there. You got some of the. All right, I want you to think about it like this. You look at the people we've got here. Who would you say the weakest link would be out of all these guys when it comes to CP Speedway racing? Absolutely nobody.
No,
these guys are in our circle. You know what I mean? When it comes to all the guys we race, we see a lot of these guys racing at the different places that we broadcast. They all are the best of the best with this stuff, and it's just amazing. Right now we're 2 wide. Give it a minute. They'll be 3 wide. Someone's going to get a run. They're going to go to that high line.
Yep. And the lane change there.
Denny Carroll, I think.
Yep.
Now Denny's he's without his little, traveling partner tonight, Randy Waugh. Him and Randy Waugh, when you see them out there, 9 times out of 10, they will find each other, and they will race each other. And they'll work together when it gets down to the last lap. It's all for one. But it's kind of one of those situations. Now he's out there. He's been a teammate of the Lovell family. You got Brian Lovell out here tonight, Greg Lovell out here, Eric Lovell. Sorry, my bad. I don't know if Brian is out here. Is he?
Brian is. Yes, currently running in 9th.
Yep. So the Big Stone Gap Racing, Denny used to be a part of that. Those are 4 drivers right there. If they get together, keep your eyes on them. They will work together, and they work together very well.
Is there a night of the week that Denny doesn't race? Because he just won. Oh, he just won here. He won. I can't remember what it was. It was on their Facebook page.
I'm not sure. I know that, back when I used to race,
he races a lot.
He races a lot. Him, Randy Waugh. A lot of these guys race a lot too, though. A lot of the guys that are here tonight will be out, maybe 5 nights a week, but they do it all here at PRL.
Yeah.
You've got Denny Carroll. You've got Randy Waugh. I'm not sure. I think, and I know for sure Robert Spring does. I think they follow the Tarnation TV broadcast because they want to they want to be in that race. I'm not saying we're number 1, but we're good.
That's a possibility, yeah. So here it is. I found the post. So Graham posted, congratulations to Denny Carroll for winning the Friday Night Trucks Super Series season. Sorry, it's a lot of words. The Friday Night Trucks Super Speedway Series Season 6 Championship. So Denny actually he won the whole thing. That's the long and short of it. Denny just won the entire thing, all of it.
And it's a long season, right?
They do run a dozen or more. They run a bunch of races.
I know Ulysses Sandoval, Poppy Sandoval out there, who's currently running in the 7th position, won it maybe last year. 'Cause we did that race.
Yes, we did.
That was his first championship online racing, and he hasn't really. You think about it, he hasn't really been racing that long. He got
maybe
in,
5-6 years at the most.
Yeah, yeah. He got into this with some friends of his and whatnot, and ended up getting into Talladega Nights. And these guys, even here at PRL, you get out here and you're struggling a little bit, they will help you, and they all helped him out, got him, working really good, going really fast, and then before you know it, you know what? He's out there and he's a champion.
Yeah. And he started, he didn't even, where is he here? Ulysses. He didn't even start with a steering wheel. He was racing on the keyboard.
Yes. Yeah.
And then it was, I want to say it was Slocum. I can't remember exactly who it was. We'd have to ask Ulysses who sent them the wheel. Somebody actually had a spare steering wheel.
Yeah.
I want to say it was Slocum, but it might have been, I can't remember who it was now. Might have been Rawson. Either way, this community we're part of. Hey man, I've got this old wheel, I've got two. I still have my first two wheels, a Formula 4 Swingman and my Momo.
Right.
And they're in the closet. I can't get rid of them though. You know what I mean? Like, what am I gonna do? Sell it for $10? There's so many miles on those things.
Oh yeah. Rodney Sullivan's making a move down at the bottom side now. You look at that lineup there. You got Rodney Sullivan's, you got Greg Palmer, Matt Paglia, and Denny Carroll. Greg Level. You start thinking about what you got there. That's a pretty good stacked up field of trucks there. Almost said cars.
Like I said, I'll take care of that.
They made a good run for a minute, but they kind of got a little bit out of shape. But you can see them right now. They're running really, really tight nose to tail. And like I said, you're going to get in the corner better on the bottom. You're going to get out of the corner better on the high side. Literally, excuse me.
Telephone. Yeah, talk about an all-star race. These guys were about coming up to start lap number 12 right now. Everybody's giving lots of space out there. We got 76 laps on the clock. Long race ahead of us. There's no sense in doing anything crazy this early. So, and all these guys are seasoned veterans. I'm sure they didn't even need to be told that. But they will be lining up for pit stops probably in the next 6 or so laps, because they usually go in around 18, 19, 20 with the lap counter. Who's that?
My daughter. She's
on her way
to they're on their way to Tennessee, and so she's been calling me just about every state they hit.
Oh, cool.
I do apologize, folks out there. I shut the ringer off, but
very unprofessional.
Yeah, very unprofessional. I totally forgot. I was going to do it, and then I totally forgot to do it. So, but anyways, back to what we are
hey man,
watching.
You left your ringer on. I fell asleep on the couch.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I woke up in a cold sweat at 8:15 going, oh my God, I got to broadcast a race tonight. It's ready to go. I set it up yesterday, but...
He fell asleep on the couch dreaming of what's coming this Monday, the RV There Yet broadcast by, myself, Blaine, Milt Surratt, Robert Spring, who's currently out in the field tonight, and my buddy Rick Paul. Also, we might be having another guy join us, so that'd be pretty fun.
Yeah, probably one of the most chill, fun, physics-based games I've ever played is RV There Yet.
And I can't wait
recreational vehicle. If you're wondering,
I can't wait for us to get past this map, because there's a winter one now, and that one looks even funner.
Yeah, and they're not just gonna add a new map. Like, there's gonna be extra ways to do stuff. Like, I'm curious to see if they've got a winch on the roof. Like, I don't know what they're doing. There might be all kinds of different stuff. So
as far as I've seen it, and I know we got to get back to the race here real quick, but okay, we just saw it, so we had to go look. We didn't drive, we wouldn't go anywhere, because that's not, we want to do it, and it to be a surprise for us as well. But you can grab an inner tube, walk up to the top of the hill, and slide down the hill.
Oh, cool. Okay.
There is a flare gun and fireworks. You don't drink beer, you drink vodka. Yeah, there's a few subtleties. That's just what we found at the first main campsite, at the beginning of the game.
Just focused on Huntsbury there in the 66. He kind of stepped out to the right and went back a few spots. Not sure if that was on purpose. He might have just got moved out of position. And again, when you get ahead of steam on someone and maybe it's not the right time to bump draft, it's early enough in this long race where you can just kind of step it out, take the loss on, or a little bit of loss of position early. You know, that way it doesn't cause a stack up. You just give that guy behind you an extra car length to sort of, you know, make sure nothing really happens.
Danny Carroll got down onto the apron
I saw that.
Got it a little sideways, not too bad. Straightened it up and is going great. You know, look at this field right here. You know, side by side for the last, I don't know how many laps. I know we're getting close to about 3 laps to go. Anytime now we're going to start seeing pit stops. Now, if you're on that high side, we've talked about this before. You know, and you need to pit. But you think about the guy out front, Ken Roberts. He's been out front leading on the high side. He's not getting the fuel mileage per se that Robert Spring is on the inside, being, you know, oh gosh, he's way back there. But you know, he's way back in 20th, 2.86 seconds behind. He's not that far behind. Just, you know, the line he's in isn't going any further, and that's just, he's just riding right now, saving fuel.
Yeah, and Breedlove led a lot of these laps too, so he's also in the boat of maybe burned a little bit more. That won't really play a factor right now. It might later on in the race.
We know that, well, 76 laps, I think you could probably do 76 laps with never changing a tire. But if you're going to go in, take 2 cans, you know, you take 2. You know, I think you'll see probably most of the drivers go in, take 2 tires, whether it be left or right. And that a lot of that too would depend on, you know, if you slide the tires a little bit going in, you're definitely going to change the lefts. You know, if you go in good, you might just say, you know, no, I'm going to change the rights. Everybody has a difference. I usually always change the lefts first.
Just focused on Javier Negron in that middle lane there. Right behind him is teammate Ulysses, Team Wrecking Ball.
See, we're getting closer to pit stops. Ken Roberts, who was on the high side, has got himself down into the lead, but on the bottom groove in front of Josh Slocum. So him and Josh slid down there in front of Breedlove, and they're probably, all right, I see something happening. We have, so it looks like Breedlove, Billy Iser are currently, and Robert Spring are going to be pitting.
Okay.
Also, just Slocum. So keep an eye. There's a few trucks that are down to the bottom groove. There they go. They're going to go down and do their pit stop. Surprisingly, Ken Roberts is going to be able to do it. Well, yeah, we're only 18. So, you know, some of them guys are doing the old Bob Dixon. Get down there, get in early, get out, and get a better pit stop in.
Yeah, you kind of get ahead of the shenanigans, really.
Yep. You know, there's those out there that do watch us sometimes that don't know, you know, recently lost Bob Dixon and would have been in the 43. He would have been out here, and I don't remember how old he was, dealing with cancer, and still out here just about every week racing, I think 4 or 5 nights a week. So that was big praise for him.
Yeah, we won't have any more factoids of the night.
Nope. Factoids were pretty awesome. And now we got Ken Roberts.
Oh, Palmer bounced off
Palmer's
of the 38. 3G Greg Palmer.
Backlias, Alex Moe, Rosson, Pat McCarsky, Katie Huntsley, and Bobby Farrell this time around. Looks like so far everybody is taking right side tires. Palmer finally gets it straightened out coming down.
Javier Negron getting credit for leading that last lap, being the leader of the race. They will probably come down this time at the end of lap number 20. I'm not sure you can go much farther than this.
If you get a chance, you got to watch Brossom's exit of his pit.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
That was pretty good. He went right on the inside of the driver in front of him. Ulysses Sandoval smoking the tires going in there.
A lot of really good pit stops.
Yeah. Oh, that was a great one with all the guys there. I have to say, I like Brian Lovell's truck, though. I love that. I don't know who, and same with Graham Norton's, that Dodge body that they did, that Ram front nose, I think is pretty sexy.
There's the replay of the orange mobile. Brian Rawson in the 6. Takes the long way out. Filling up the fuel.
Now,
Just goes around to the right of Huntsbury. It's pretty
I
funny.
think Robert Spring, he came out way ahead of these guys, I think. I'm not sure yet.
So rest in peace, Huntsbury's entire crew.
Yeah.
They may have...
Entering.
It's good, you know, I don't understand, you know, if it would be neat kind of if they do it, because the way the graphics are, you don't see, unless you only see your own pit crew, you don't see the other guy's crew. It'd be kind of cool per se if you could see them. And then it almost, yes and no, it'd be kind of sick in one way, but it would also be kind of cool if there was, damn it, you know, you could flip a guy.
Yeah. That would be cool if the collision with it, like, oh, he goes jumping off over the hood, you know, the jack goes flying.
After pit stops, I'm trying to find out who's leading. That really, really separated the field, though.
Right now, I believe it's Breedlove, followed by Slocum, Carroll, and I believe that's Roberts and Paglia.
Was Ulysses Sandoval, but
Black Flag, number 7, and Bobby Farrell.
probably speed.
Probably speed, yep.
Yeah. So you've got what do we got? About, I'm going to guess, you got 7 trucks in the front. Javier Negron is the 8th, just a little bit behind him, but I think he will catch them. Remember that the trucks, they draft up pretty good.
This will be a drive-through penalty because we are under green. He's going 56 miles an hour right there now. Now, the first chance it's going to be a drive-through. If he does it, if he speeds it again right now, it's going to be a stop and go. And if you get the stop and go, oh, he's going in to stop. Maybe they are stopping him.
Could be.
Yeah, and then he's going again. But see, that's the problem too. You got to remember to shut all of your service off. Because if you stop and get tires by accident, that doesn't count. You have to go all the way around and do it again.
No, it still counts. They just hold you.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, but you're slowing yourself down so much more. You know what I mean?
Oh, right. If it's a 10-second hold, now you're doing a 10-second pit stop and then a 10-second hold. Gotcha.
So after that pit stop,
I don't get penalties.
Back in 12th, you got Keith Bynum, Tim Anderson, and Brian Rosson. A little 3-car draft going on, a truck draft. I did say car.
Yeah.
And behind them, not that far behind them, but and catching them, you've got Graham McDonald, you've got Pat McCarsky, Billy Eisler, Katie Huxbury, and I got to move a little bit to see that.
Huntsbury's and Sullins, the other right behind him.
Rodney Sullins, and they are running down the three trucks ahead of them. Once they get together, you know, you kind of hope. I say Bynum was 12th, right? Yep. And they are about 3.5 seconds behind. Once these guys get to them, that'll increase their speed. Just depends on what that lead draft is doing. Let's get there and find out. Currently, they are running just nose to tail. Robert Spring, unfortunately, had a bad pit stop, it looks like. But he is going to be a lap down. And, of course, Bobby Farrell as well with the speeding penalty. He will be a lap down also. I see Rossum out there on the high side. I don't know whether he got kicked out there or he was trying something, but it didn't work. Let me see. Doing math.
Yeah, I was just writing some stuff down. So the next pit cycle will probably be around lap 38, 39, and 40.
That's what I was kind of saying when I said doing math, thinking in my head. Yeah. I got Blaine for. Blaine is the math master in this one.
Yes. I do numbers really good sometimes. I
didn't notice tonight. You know, just kind of glancing through there. Didn't realize that Nate Balser was snuck his way in here tonight. Hadn't really looked at the list of the drivers that were out there. Kind of, you know, we've been going along, but, you know.
I looked at the list, I just can't read.
Yeah, well, yeah. Good with numbers. I can't read for crap either, so in the same boat. Now they're starting to get 2x2. Ken Roberts with Mark Paglia, Alex Moe have decided that they're going to go to the high side and try to see if they can make up some position. Now, that's something that will help that second group that was led by Keith Bynum and is still led by Keith Bynum, so they've stayed that way. That might get them up there because they actually had lost over a second with these guys up front running nose to tail like that. So maybe, interesting to see when we come back around. Nope, they did not gain that time. So the question is Bynum and the group back there, are they running nose to tail trying to, you know, save and do as best as they can, or are they running side by side as well? Looks like they're running, you know, great, but they're, you know, the other guys up there 2 by 2. That does slow them down a little bit. Well, also you can see Breedlove's running that middle groove.
He's running that thing. He's on rails. He doesn't even come off that line at all.
Yeah.
Mackenzie Weston says hello to her dad in the YouTube chat. Tomorrow is Rod Weston's birthday. Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
That's my daughter on her way to Tennessee tonight.
If I'd have known that, I'd have done a whole birthday segment.
Oh, crap.
We could have had a race break right in the middle of the race.
Oh, yeah.
10-minute intermission.
Just so we need race break.
Yeah.
That's okay. We're going out to eat tomorrow night at a Japanese steakhouse where they come out there, hibachi meal, cook it in front of you. Damn. It is awesome. I'm going to have me a couple of good old Tokyo teas. And I'd like to say I'm going to be walking funny, but I don't walk, so I'm going to be glowing pretty good.
Yeah, I say I'll be walking funny, but, you know, I'm paralyzed. Can't do that. Yeah.
Yeah. That is the advantage I have. I mean, you know, are you been drinking? Yeah. Can you provide do a sobriety checkpoint? Nope.
Yep.
No, I don't stagger, so, you know, I'm good.
Yeah, you just roll straight down that line. You'd be fine.
Right. As long as there's not a pebble there that kicks me off, I'm good.
So Mackenzie's on her way to Tennessee, right? Yeah. So then, and she's watching this on YouTube on her phone, I guess.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's done.
She's the one that called a minute ago, realized, oh, Dad's broadcasting, so I'm pretty sure she said, well, let's go just get on there, you know. She's headed down to Tennessee. Her boyfriend's family, their youngest son had moved down there, and, you know, opportunity to go to Tennessee, so she's like, yeah, why not? So
cool.
Her and her boyfriend's mom are en route down to Tennessee and going to go down there and spend a week down there, so that's pretty cool.
So there's the 22 truck, the Boo Grove butt paste. You know, he's not damaged or anything. He just had that little spin out on pit road. So Palmer will be able to rejoin these guys. The same with Bobby Farrell. He's not damaged either. He just had to serve that speeding penalty. So he's a lap down currently.
Now, the big thing is, I don't remember because, you know, we do it at so many different leagues. Should they have a caution? Do they do one lucky dog or 2 lucky dogs? Because some leagues do 2, some do 1.
Yeah, that's the thing. That usually it is 2, but I cannot remember. I believe it's 2.
I believe
and they also race back too. That's the thing here. They
don't
lift.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, usually what most leagues will do is the yellow flag comes out, you sort of hold your position. Here they do it like they did in 2003. Yellow flag comes out, you have to get back to the start line to claim your spot. So racing continues until they grab the flag.
So Bobby Farrell actually, with them passing him, went one more lap down. Greg Lovell and Ken Roberts, now Denny Carroll pulling down to the bottom side. They're going to try to see if they can't make their move up the upper groove there with Slocum and Breedlove. See it coming. And that's what you got to do here. You got to go where the momentum is. The momentum was coming from the bottom, so they went to the bottom. Now Nate Balser's got to tuck in behind Ken Roberts and get that speed built back up. Brian Lovell right behind him.
Robert Spring with a little bit of an apron slap there, but he collected it.
Now Robert Spring has gotten himself into position should the caution come out. Now that doesn't mean, you know, say he's in position right now for the lucky dog. Him and Greg Palmer, should that go that way, like we said, we do believe they do two lucky dogs. But yet they still have to race back. Breedlove down there, getting a little bit of that, you know, unwedging the truck down there at that bottom. You got down below the apron almost.
That's the thing with the race back situation. If you're a lap down with a few other people, that turns out to be a race too. Because
It's
if you
inside
can
the race.
beat them, yeah, it's like if you're third a lap down, you're not going to get the lucky dog, but you can pass that second guy before the line, you'll get it.
Yeah. Right now, Robert Spring is in that position. Greg Palmer's only 3 positions, behind him. If it goes two trucks, they're safe beating Bobby Farrell is 2 laps down. But now the one they have to worry about, is if Bobby Farrell, all 3 of those were in there, you would definitely have another race within a race. Now Paglia, Ken Roberts, Greg Palmer. It looks like Bobby Farrell's going to try. He's doing his best trying to get back caught up to the back of the pack there. But they're looking like they want to try to see if they can get that high groove working. Now that bottom line, what would you say? Probably lap 38.
38's when the cycle's going to start.
You got 4 laps ish. Some of the guys go early, whatever to go. Now all of a sudden you've seen that line that had been running the second groove up, now have moved down to the bottom. That could be like a preparation. Just they know in a few laps they're going to be pitting.
Yeah.
To make sure they don't get stuck on that high side.
Yeah, I've had that happen where you can't get down. If you have like a 4 or 5 lap window, you want to start getting down there. Because if you miss, I've had it happen where I couldn't get down there, and then you get all the way around the back straightaway and run out of fuel. It's a long way to roll to get fuel.
Hit pit road at like 40 miles an hour, and it just keeps exponentially dropping and dropping, and you're like, I don't know if I'm gonna make it.
You're in your seat rocking.
Yeah.
You're in your seat rocking, trying to push the car.
Gotta go forward. Come on. I did that earlier. Just we talked about Open Speedway possibly wanting us to do some broadcasting for them, so Larry had reached out to me and said they were practicing. So I guess apparently they were working on the setup, which is so I jumped in there and I did that. I went out and ran with the guys. It was at Texas, and just something I don't ever normally do, which is a whole tire run. But I just kept going, and I'm like, all right, going on the back stretch. All right, guys, I got to pit. I'm out of gas. Hit pit road. 45 miles an hour, maybe went 10, 20 feet, and boom, motor shut off.
So are you familiar with a video game, a PC game called Beam NG?
Yes. Never played it, but I've watched
it's a
Barrier Bugs, and them guys do videos with it. Yeah, when them cars wreck, they wreck.
Oh, it's crazy. Amazing physics model in that game, and it's all automotive.
It's kind of like Wreckfest with the damage.
Yeah, like you're twisting doors off and axles are snapping in half, and like it's legitimate like damage modeling.
The snowman, and then the snowman. You get out of the car and you're a snowman.
Oh, yeah. There's somebody modding it into a NASCAR game. And
wow!
It looks amazing. I thought it was in our 2003 for a second until I saw footage of the wrecks, because then. I'm like, oh no, that's Beam NG, because that physics model should just be sold to.
Yep.
Like if you're making a racing game or a simulator like this, you should be allowed to buy their physics model because they've got it down. It's like real life. It's wild. I think the issue is with damage in games, car manufacturers don't want their stuff to get wrecked. So if Audi doesn't want their stuff getting mangled, it'll get mangled, but it won't get completely mangled, so then you're like kind of stuck. Where Beam NG, if you're just modding it, let it rip, right? So it's going to be, that's interesting to me. That could be very cool. Now, how does it race? I don't know. Are we going out of Daytona, and does it feel like this game? Probably not, but it'll make for some fun wrecking.
Keeping track of that high side there, Mark Paglia started to make it work. Now, Greg Palmer back there in the third truck, I did it again, third truck in that group back there, has got himself ahead of Robert Spring. If they only do one truck, that could be very important. Looks like, here we go, we got some guys coming down pit road right now, Breedlove.
Yep. Couple of the front guys. Looks like Breedlove,
Paglia went to the bottom
Spring.
there. I think you'll see this is about where you were talking about it. It's like Graham McDonald and Pat McCarthy coming off pit road right now. We'll see the rest of these trucks pull down there this time by. Rodney Sellens, Alex Moe, Greg Palmer, Slocum. They are posting that they are about to pit. And getting... Ooh, no!
Oh, he turned him.
I think that was a situation where you had some guys were going to pit.
Pits are
Other drivers,
closed.
some were trying to pit. Some were, coming off from pit road. What they want you to do when you come off pit road is just stay on the bottom groove until you get up to speed. I think Ken Roberts was trying to get down there. Looked like Graham McDonald was, just on the bottom running in there, and they had some contact, and around goes Ken Roberts. Don't think he's going to have a whole lot of tires left?
I just going to say, was he going, he was
Backwards,
going
full
backwards
throttle.
with full throttle in and forward. That was crazy.
So
What's with all the smoke?
And that is going to change things around quite a bit.
Yeah.
So looking at the scoring, the way it shows right now that Keith Bynum and Greg Palmer, if they do the two trucks, mind you, and we do apologize for sounding like we don't know what we're talking about, but we do so many different leagues and they do it different ways. If they do two, it's going to be Greg Palmer and Keith Bynum. So those are the lucky dogs. That now you had Graham McDonald, Pat McCarthy, Katie Hunsley, Robert Spring was already currently a lap down. They got caught at the caution came out at the wrong time because they ended up getting caught a lap down, not getting out there in time for that.
So I'm curious now, because everybody should be able to get into the pits and get fuel, I would think. We're only one lap into that window, so nobody's at risk of running out of fuel. So the rest of the guys will come down. And that was just a matter of, cars coming out of the pits, cars going in. And from the replay, it didn't even really look like they made contact. Like, the truck went around, but to me, it didn't look like they even touched. So it's just one of those latency internet things where maybe the car was in a different spot for half a second and it just ended up turning them around. But the netcode for this game is almost flawless. It's tough to see that happen sometimes.
Yep.
That would be cool if that beam in Gmod could just lay right on top of this game.
It would.
Physics-wise for how the cars and trucks handle.
Yep.
If we could just seamlessly just put it in here somehow, I'll try it. I don't think I own Beam though. I gotta buy it.
So I don't. But so I know that they're going to be able to do it from here with one pit stop. That we know is not a problem. It's a question of if you're at the front. So it's somewhat safer to be up near the front. We do have a few. Looks like we're going to have a few wave arounds. Possibly if they don't pit. I don't. We'll see how that goes. Because they didn't pit the first time by. Technically, they're not allowed to pit on the first time by. They pit on the second time by. Mm-hmm. And it looks like, with Keith Bynum and Greg Palmer, they'll pit. They'll go in. They'll go get their lap back. And then you have Graham McDonald, Pat McCarthy, Katie Hunsley, and...
Huntsbury's the last one in that pocket.
Yep. So it depends what Robert Spring does as well too, because if he stayed out, I don't think he stayed out. So either way, they're gonna have a few wave rounds as well to do as well. So once the two Lucky Dog trucks go by, the waiver round trucks can go by, and this is what I call an admin's nightmare. Now all of a sudden you got to clear a ton of black flags. Wow.
Huntsbury was looking like he was going. We're on board with him right now. He decided to stay out.
With him, they just pitted, I believe.
Yeah. Huntsbury.
So it's smart.
Two pit stops. Yeah, they're all good. Palmer was the only one that's only pitted once.
Right. So they're smart to do that. Palmer and Keith Bynum are both going to be the lucky dog. They can pit. They can wait, then pit on the second time by, come back. They're going to drive around. The wave around trucks are going to follow them around. everybody will get their black flags cleared, and we will probably have just 2 trucks a lap down. That would be Robert Spring at 1 lap down and Bobby Farrow at 2 laps down due to a speeding on pit road penalty that got him a lap down and then another lap down when the lead trucks caught up to him.
So those of you who don't know what we're talking about wave around position. You see the black truck in the front there, that's the pace truck. You got Graham right behind him, you know, Pat McCarskey right there, you got Huntsbury. They're not a lap down yet because this is the leader, 931 of Robert Breedlove. So these 3 cars that are trapped between Breedlove and the pace car have the option to either pit and get service and go a lap down or stay out. And then once the lights go off, they can drive all the way around and never actually go a lap down. They're on the lead lap right now. They're just at the very, very end of it. So that's a cool little rule where it allows you to, these guys already pit. Then the yellow came out after they were done pitting. They don't need to pit again.
Yep. They can make it with 1 more stop like the rest of the field, so that's a smart thing to do. Right now, Keith Bynum, he is working his way slowly but surely up on the high side of the track, which some want you to do it that way. Once you see the trucks on the lights on the truck, pace truck, geez, I can't say that 3 times fast. You will see You'll see Keith Bynum go by, and if they do 2 trucks, I'm surprised we don't see him up there as of yet.
No,
but you'll see Greg Palmer.
He comes now. Yeah,
Greg Palmer will be up there. When they go by, then those 3 trucks that are in between the pace truck and the leader, which is Breedlove, they will follow them and go around, and then they'll have 5 black flags to clear.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an older simulator, so this never really was a thing. They just have to clear the penalties.
I like that. I like the, not race back. I like the, wave arounds and the lucky dogs. It gives somebody the opportunity. The old school way of doing it now. So there you go. You got Keith Bynum just driving around. You got Greg Palmer behind him. Graham McDonald, Pat McCarskey, Katie Huntsbury. They're going to drive all the way around, and they're going to pick up to the back of the pack. They are required to go to the end of the longest line.
Yep.
And they will be back on the lead lap, and so that brings us down, like I said before, only 2 trucks, more than 1 or more laps down.
And as you can see there, Breedlove, Carroll, everybody tightens up to the pace truck. Now, the way that would have happened in 2003, it would have been, you just would have had to stay there. And then, because there was no lucky dogs. There was no wave around in the game anyway. I can't remember what the real NASCAR rules, but.
Well, back then, it was just they would race back. I forget exactly what year it was that they'd come up with the lucky dog or the no race back deal, and it happened at Loudon. Dale Jarrett had spun, and it was right in the middle of the track on the exit of turn 4. Didn't get hit, but they were all racing back, full song, and here he was dead to the water in the middle of the track. And somebody at NASCAR decided that that's not good. Imagine him getting T-boned on the driver's side. That's not good for the sport. So then they did the no racing back deal, and it kind of works out a little bit better.
Yeah, it's definitely always on the side of safety, right? Like it's a safety for the drivers. Like you're going to get these fluke scenarios where the car, he's got no tires left, something's happening, he's got it stranded in the middle of the track, everybody's coming around full bore. Like, yeah, that's going to eventually cause some serious problems. So let's just, when the yellow comes out, they freeze the field, and then it doesn't matter if somebody passes you, you get to keep your spot.
All right, pace truck was in. Denny Carroll got a wicked good start on that start on the high side there. Breedlove, I think, just kind of missed it a little bit. Denny Carroll had Greg Lovell behind him. I think I would have stayed with Greg Lovell because that's a great pusher. You got Hallier Grom behind him. But he elected to go to the bottom.
Too. I'm surprised you. Oh, Graham.
Oh, whoa. Pat McCarskey around. It looks like Graham McDonald.
And Ken.
Yeah, race back though. So they're not going to lift. I'm surprised that Denny Carroll went to the bottom there. That didn't make much sense to me. So the guys that, like I said, ain't nobody, guys that he pulled out in front of are great guys, great pushers. Just think I would have stayed in front of Greg Lovell. Just my own opinion. What do we know? Gets to the line and he beats them all to the line. So that should give Robert Breedlove his lucky dog back, and Bobby Farrell will get one of his laps back. So that's helpful for them.
Unfortunately, yeah, we had no yellows, and then now we're just cautions breed cautions, right?
Sometimes. Not sure what happened back there. I saw a little bit of smoke. I saw Graham McDonald sideways, but not 100% sure what.
Yeah, we're gonna back it up, take a look at it. I think they just got it to shape, and they almost collected it.
I do believe, because they do side by double file restarts, that Denny Carroll, being the leader, has the option of going to the high side or the bottom side. It'll be interesting to see which one he chooses. I was watching Nate Balza there, but I was watching as the pace truck come up through, and it went through the truck. And if you've never experienced that, when you are in the cockpit and you're not prepared for a truck to drive through you, that will freak you out. Looks like Breedlove, you got Denny Carroll, Breedlove, changed on me there. Is Greg Lovell, Rodney Sullins, Harry Underground, Nate Balzer, Tim Anderson, Eric Lovell, a whole bunch. Pretty much most of the field pitted. I'm curious to see how many, or if any. Ooh, a little contact on pit road between Greg Lovell and Greg Palmer. Palmer's got the pit right in front of Greg Lovell. He being further in the back than Greg Lovell was, he was driving into his pit as Greg Lovell was driving out of his pit. They had a little bit of contact. It hurt either truck, I'm sure, but it did hurt their pit road time. Let's see the trucks that didn't pit. Bobby Farrell first off, and Robert Spring, which they will pit this time by. They're going to get their laps back, so that's pretty good. Looks like Mark Paglia decided to stay out. He can make it on one. Everybody we know that are out there right now without pitting, they could make it on one stop. But some of the guys behind him, by hitting now, they may get themselves in a situation where they can take less fuel, and that's the goal behind it. Take a little bit less fuel, then you can maybe not take tires, come in, get not necessarily a splash and go, just get fuel and go. If you are only taking maybe, let's say, a half can where the next guy is taking a full can, you save yourself a whole lot of time.
Such a gamble, though, on doing that late in a race or whatever.
It can be, but pitting now, like I said, pitting now is not going to hurt you. It gives you other options. Staying out, it doesn't, because it kind of leads you into that situation where, well, you're gonna have to pit here, where the other guys can say, well, you're gonna pit that time, I'm gonna pit with you, or, well, no, I don't have to. I can go maybe 5-6 more laps before I have to pit. Sometimes that works. I mean, we always kind of jokingly joked around about how Bob Dixon always was the first one to pit, and him and his brother Tom, and how I don't think that's really going to work. But we were surprised. It worked a lot more times than we thought it would. It worked out really good for Bob.
He actually won a race at Talladega Challenge doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So it does work.
Why it works so well is because you're pitting without, as we saw earlier, Greg Palmer, end up having a little bit of an issue going into pit road there. There was a bunch of trucks doing it all at the same time.
Right.
Bob would go down with maybe 1 or 2 people, usually either Bob or Tom in the old Batman car, and they would go down and they would, pitting. They would pit. They'd come out. They were good at it, you know, because you've got to do it and do it right. You got to hit that end of the pit road. Maybe a little hot pit, you know, so you gain some time there. Get in there, get whatever your service done. Come out as soon as they tell you to get up to speed. You gotta go, and if you do it well, it works out pretty good. That where you come out with the rest of the field and you can draft off the back of them, which keeps you right up to speed, and that will win your races because you know you get out there, you get behind the other draft, you don't lose any time.
You may be asking yourself, Blaine, where's the vertical ticker? Well, the vertical ticker, or the horizontal ticker you're watching right now, the older looking broadcast, it's just preference for the league. I asked them, what do you want? You want horizontal or vertical? They said, oh, we like the old ones. So it's okay. So we just leave it rolling across the top.
I kind of find that hard to believe, you know, just because, you know, we've had discussions as when we do the broadcast. I like that vertical because, for the perfect example, my daughter, who, you know, was watching, you know, us tonight via her phone on her way to Tennessee, but at the end of during the race, a lot of times you'd see her post, "Where's my dad? Where's my dad?" Because you know you have to wait for that ticker to go by and whatnot. Where they use that vertical ticker. Just my own personal opinion, I really think is a better way to go.
Yeah,
so Paglia decided to pit. Yep. Oh, geez, 3 wide. Paglia out in the grass. We had Brian Rosson coming out into Rodney Sullins into Mark Paglia, and it pushed Paglia out into the grass. Nothing intentional, just the way they all come off the pit road. It had nothing. They could do nothing about it. They ended up running into each other. And it looks like I think Paglia must have got a penalty for that. End along the line, ending of the longest line penalty. Say that 3 times fast. So we should see.
Within the limits of pit road. That's probably what it was.
Yep. Robert Spring and Bobby Farrell are doing their lap around to get their lucky dog. So that'll put Robert Spring back in the lead lap and Bobby Farrell 1 lap down. I don't wish for this to happen, but you know we need another caution to get Bobby Farrell up there. Then all drivers would be on the lead lap. Bobby can start making that charge towards the front.
Yes, that was Spring and Farrell, yeah. So they will be on the lead lap again. That's awesome. Yeah, everybody's back on the lead
Farrell
lap.
still won.
He was
Farrell.
2 down.
He lost a lap serving the penalty. And then, obviously, on this track, you get out there by yourself rolling around, you know, you're not going to, you know, catch the field. And the field caught him, so unfortunately put him another lap in.
Currently, we have had 2 yellow flag sessions with 8 laps total under yellow. Nate Balser is the fastest lap so far this evening, 200.7 mile per hour average lap with a 47.65 seconds.
Lights are off. Denny Carroll took the bottom side with Robert Beedlove, Nate Balser, and Eric Lovell, the top 4 drivers. Let's see who gets that better run.
Brian Lovell.
Was it Brian Lovell? Oh, my bad.
Yeah, Eric's not in the race today.
Okay.
Eric's not in the race today.
Oh, that's right too. Brian's the 44. Eric's the 80. I apologize. Yeah, been a few days since I've been over here with these guys, so. Denny Carroll got a great start on that. I thought for a minute he got too good a start.
Now he abandoned the low line. Last time he abandoned the middle line for the low line. Now he abandoned the low line for the high line.
Ulcer decided to try to go. Now he's going to the bottom line.
Back down again. Yeah.
Yeah. Ulcer went to the high side, and Denny Carroll went with him. Then he went back down to the bottom. I'm guessing, it would be my guess that Denny thought the momentum was coming harder on the bottom line. So far, it's not really doing as well as thought. It looks like Keith Bynum, Tim Richardson, and Josh Slocum on the high side there, trying to get that 3rd line going. We're about 16 laps to go. Not 16, 26. My bad.
Yeah, 26. Yeah.
We still have 1 more pit stop. which probably will be for like a splash and go, no tires. Should it come in a green flag situation.
Most of these guys are probably setting that up already, turning their tires off. They won't be getting tires next time through.
Keep getting it done on that high side there, going down the back stretch. As we said before, that bottom groove gets a better run in. Now with the 3 wide, you start dealing with a little bit of a different situation. You know, if you're in that middle groove, you have the ability to slide up a little bit if you need to. When you got 3 wide, it doesn't happen because there's a truck up there that's preventing you from doing that. Currently, the bottom groove right now, it has the momentum. You know, we gave Denny Carroll a lot of crap for going to that bottom side, but I'm telling you, he's smarter than we are, because that is right now currently is what is working.
He knows how to get out of those corners. That's the problem I have with the bottom line, is because it washes up sometimes. You really got to turn hard to keep it down. Don't know how to do it. At least I do anyway. Yeah, his wheel settings might help him more than me.
I'm the same way. I have so much trouble getting off the bottom of the corner on 2, especially. 4 is not as bad. 4 you can kind of arc it a little bit different, you know what I mean? It comes off good, a lot better. But 2,
you're coming into a trial too, right? So it's a little bit of a different angle.
Now the problem they have is they got that bottom groove has got maybe 10, I'm not going to count them, 10 or 12 trucks. And they're, you know, they've got all that momentum going. That high, the 2 guys that were running, 2 lines that were running on the middle groove and the high groove did not have enough trucks to keep that, you know, momentum up there.
It was actually about 13 because Paglia was the last truck on that bottom line.
I told you we weren't going to do math.
Yeah. Oh.
That's your job.
Engine failure, Rodney Sullins.
Oh, no.
3 laps ago. I didn't even see that.
Oh, that guy's had worse luck sometimes when it comes to this. Doing really, really good and had the engine just a kind of, what was it? We had one race over at ASR, the transmission broke.
Yeah, there was a time he wrecked. He had anything to do with it. Yeah, but there was one night he lost. There was a double header, and he lost an engine in both races.
Yep, that's the painter's luck, I guess. I tell you right now, if you can get him to do it, and you want something painted, have Rodney Sullins do it. Oh my God, my Jaeger bomb car. He's done it for me twice in the Men's Cup, and I think it was the Gen 6 BR or something one. He, you know, the same, they look exactly the same, but he did a phenomenal job on it.
Just got it in fast forward here, watching the tack on the 38.
Unfortunately, the replay is not going to give you an accurate.
No, something happened there because he just pulled into the pits. We saw him go to the pits.
It says gearbox.
Yeah.
So he probably on the upshift probably lost a gear. 4th gear. He's had that happen before. Looks like Ken Roberts right now currently got that high side just a rolling. Alex Moe, Greg Palmer, Gron, who's that? Paglia, Keith Bynum.
Yeah, you can see him having troubles there. The thing just
Dan Level. I had to stop and think about that for a minute. What was that? Sorry.
Just watching Rodney in that replay there, it just kind of was acting funny. The tack, he was trying to get it to rev past 5,000, and it didn't seem to want to do it. Then he just pulled into the pits and retired. Engine failure, gearbox failure.
Yeah, I would imagine he probably lost a gear on the start. Mm-hmm. Great side-by-side battle up in the front with Denny Carroll on the bottom, Ken Roberts on the top. We've got Ulysses Sandoval, Alex Moe behind on the high side. Javier Negron got down to the bottom. Greg Palmer, Brian Rosson. Now we got Keith Bynum and Dan Level. I'm going to get that right, not Brian. Getting that 3rd groove going. So the advantage that 3rd groove has is now where you see Keith, Kane. What does I keep Kane? Keith. There's the Keith in. He's on the high side. Ken Roberts is running that middle groove, but he's not giving Denny Carroll a lot of room to move up. By doing that, that slows the inside lie down, but it also slows that the middle line down a little bit. That's allowing Keith Bynum on the high side to possibly get a run. He's got Brian Lovell behind him, Tim Anderson behind him, and Robert Spring. We have talked a little bit about him. He's currently on that high side, fourth truck back.
Oh no! Oh my! The 44 airborne.
Oh, that was Bynum. It was way high up in the air.
I think they're. Did they have the yellow? I think they got to go for it. I can't remember.
I think they did. They're slowing down.
Yeah, they are slowing down. Okay, we'll go in a replay and check that out. From the helicopter view, it looks like the...
Watch out the helicopter view, because it looked to me like Keith Bynum got a pilot's license, and he did not have control of his airplane.
I thought it was the 44.
I saw an orange... No, I saw an orange truck.
It was both of them. Holy moly. Yeah, both of them went for a wild ride. Wow. Oh, the 44's engine popped.
Oh, man.
Man, that is wild. Let's see here. I don't know. They just got turned a little bit. And
was that Robert Spring that went
underneath? Yeah, he went underneath both
and
of them.
sliding down on his roof?
Wow. We got to get in the cockpit of Robert Spring. Okay, so Bynum's truck goes up into the air, comes down on the headlights directly in front of Robert Spring. So if you want to know what that looks like, here you go.
And Robert Spring's full lockdown. He's got the tires sliding, and he just, the truck's coming.
Oh, I didn't know it flipped him. I didn't let it go far enough. I thought he got out of that. That thing plants itself. The Bynum-mobile here comes straight down and just pitchforks right in front of him. He's got that thing locked up. And then the nose of it flips Spring up too. I thought Spring got away with one there. That is insane.
All right, that should put Bobby Farrell. I don't think he was involved in that at all, so that's going to put him as our lucky dog. That'll get him back on the lead lap. Going to gain a few positions due to the fact that it looks like Keith Bynum is out of the race now. We don't know about the 44 yet. They might be checking that out. We also don't know about Robert Spring's condition. We'll see how that works out for him.
Those cars, I don't know what, or trucks, sorry. It just sometimes, the physics are hilarious.
Just right. Can you imagine being Robert Spring if you were... Now, I don't know what view Robert uses. I believe it's possibly the roof cam. But you imagine being in the cockpit on that and watching that truck just drop. It's raining trucks right in front of you.
Yeah. And he had the right idea. He was hard at locking those brakes. And that thing just plants itself right... And the 44 almost comes down on top of Pat Makarsky. But it actually missed him.
It's crazy.
Oh, look at that view on your television set. Holy moly. I'm gonna back that up again. Oh my god. I can't even get a good angle of everything on the same camera shot.
Oh wow.
That right there. There you go, Robert. 74, just a face full of that thing. Duck Dynasty advertising. Okay,
that is crazy.
The 97 did bobble from that. So the 44 did come back down on the deck lid and bump the 97 a little bit, but the 97 got out of there. Unbelievable. That's
what it did to Robert Spring's truck. It literally pulled it up.
It did, yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it would have been... Yeah, because the nose of it got under the nose and then flicked it.
Yeah.
Because I thought Robert got away with it because I didn't let it play far enough the first time. And then I watched it in the replay and it's too bad it got him because, man, he threw the anchor out to get that thing stopped. Because he saw what was happening. Like, there's two trucks above him. He can't see where they are. You got to just stop and hope they don't land on you. They're just not enough.
We got a minute. Let's pull Robert Spring up here and ask him what it's like to have raining trucks.
Do it, yeah.
Robert Spring, you got Rod Blaine in the booth. One question. First off, can you hear us, buddy?
I can.
So, what's it like to have raining trucks?
I'm telling you, man, got some airtime on that one.
Yeah, you locked that thing down, and all of a sudden, Keith Bynum, the Duck Dynasty truck, was trying to come through your windshield.
It was almost like a domino effect. It just flipped me up in the air.
Yes. Yeah. Well,
He got underneath you, kicked you upwards. That was wild. We got some really good replay angles of it too. I was trying my best.
So
I kind of looked around at the laptop and I see me going straight up in the air.
you got back on the lead lap, then that happens. You still think, how long did they beat on it on pit road? Do you think it's going to be good, or did they beat on it for quite a while?
They shut it off.
No, okay. That's going to kill your night.
Yeah, we'll see what happens here. Maybe it can, somebody will have some bad luck again. I guess up there, maybe.
There you go.
Don't wish bad luck on anybody, but you know how that goes. You're racing.
Well, in your situation, if they all get damaged worse than you are, you might still have the winning truck.
Yeah.
All right.
See if I can get the sixth truck to help me out here.
All right. Well, good luck, buddy.
All right. Good luck. Thank you.
Good luck, buddy.
Good luck. Yeah, that's crazy, man. So the 44 of Brian Lovell and the 63 of Keith Bynum have been forced to retire from that accident.
Oh yeah. That was pretty bad.
Yeah, that's man. I love the physics in this. It surprised me all the time because you just see the accidents, right? But sometimes, like the way that they sort of, the way that they spun into each other, and they both really didn't go into the wall at the same time. It was kind of weird that the way that the one kind of bumped the other one, and they both kind of got together, and just launched like that.
Yeah. Bobby Farrell just went around. He's going to be the lucky dog, as we suspected. He's going to come back around and get his lucky dog back. This is Sandoval. Not sure what he did on pit road. We had a lot of things to look at, study there for that. So ends out coming out with the lead. Ken Roberts on the high side. Alex Moe, no surprise being there. Danny Carroll back there in the fourth spot. Looks like Greg Palmer. And I am looking. It is Greg Lovell back there in the sixth spot. So that's the top six drivers. As we head down the backstretch, pace truck lights are out. We still got a little ways to go.
So we should be good to go on fuel. We're 16 laps to the end. So pit stops will not be necessary. The yellow flag guaranteed. Everybody can now make it. Ulysses Sandoval leading the pack. Looks like he's staying on that low line. He does get lane choice, but he's staying on the bottom.
So if you're Nate Balzer and you are, where is Nate here? Trying to figure out where he is in the starting position. He's right behind Slocum, so he is 11th. Would you rather be Ulysses Sandoval up there near the front, or would you want to be where Nate Balzer is and try to work your way, or how do you work your way from that position to get up here in the next 16 laps to be the leader?
Dale Earnhardt Sr. could do it.
Yes, he could. All right, pace truck is down pit road. Ulysses Sandoval, the control truck, with Ken Roberts on the high side. Let's see who gets that better start.
I was watching an old race on YouTube because NASCAR will just put old races up in their entirety on their YouTube channel, and it's like Senior just goes from 38th to second in like 16 laps. Like, what? Where do you come from? Yeah.
Ulysses Sandoval got the better start out of the deal. Alex Moe right there behind him, giving a good push. But Denny Carroll and Greg Lovell are really putting the bumper right to the back of Ken Roberts. We'll see how that works out. Yeah, you ever get a chance to watch Dale Earnhardt download engine number 11? That'll tell you a lot.
What's that?
Engine number 11. Engine number 11.
Okay.
Dale Earnhardt still has it, and it sits in his living room.
Oh, okay.
Junior has it. It was a motor that, whatever reason, it was a great super speedway motor.
Oh, and they kept it.
Yep. There you go.
They used it more than once? I figured they were just...
I don't know. They kept rebuilding it until the point where they couldn't rebuild it anymore. Every one of the races that Dale Earnhardt Jr. ran for DEI that he won was in an Engine 11.
No kidding. Huh.
Ulysses Sandoval, Alex Moe decided to go to the high side. Of course, that's where the momentum's going to be. Left Greg Palmer down on the bottom, trying to work his way up there. He's got Mark Paglia. Truck that was behind Paglia just wiggled and jiggled, and I could not see who it was. That's Josh Slocum.
Looks like Slocum behind Paglia. Yep.
Just the way he moved, I couldn't see it in the camera view that I had. And you have Nate Balza there on the bottom side. Robert Breedlove kind of come up there and give him a hand. Got to get more trucks down there if they're going to make it happen. But you know what's going to happen? As soon as they do, you got Denny Carroll, Greg Lovell, these guys that are racing and been racing this track for, I dare say, it'd be, I don't know how many times they've raced this track. Can you imagine that?
Yeah. It's
That's a lot.
That's the one thing about older games is that they never really track global statistics. You'd have to keep track of that yourself as a driver. How many miles you ran and how many laps you've completed and all that stuff.
Think about it though like this. How many times have they raced at Martinsville and how many times have they raced at Talladega? Or being, Primetime SS Speedway, Talladega Nights, Burnt Screwdriver, or, even the TR tracks. I don't get it, but a lot of these drivers love this style of racing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like it because you can't control your own destiny. You're basically basing it on your friends. Martinsville, I got control of my own destiny there.
That's the thing, yeah. If you can get that rhythm going and string together that momentum.
Yeah.
I mean, you need a big green flag run too, though. That's the problem. If people aren't comfortable on Martinsville and they keep on crashing, that ruins it too.
Oh, yeah. Although I've had the gearing I've run there in open setups, I had it where I've dominated the race and lost the race, not because of an accident, caution, because I had too much gear.
Oh.
If you go further on fuel, I saved and I was 4 laps short.
Oh, okay. You're using the whole tack is what you're saying.
Oh, no, yeah. That rev limiter, if you ever watched any short track racing with super late models or late models, you'll hear them go into the corner and you'll hear the rev limiter go, brrr,
just bouncing, yeah.
Yep, and basically that's what tells them, all right, now it's time to lift.
Right.
And that's what I do at Martinsville. Let's see, Sandoval currently, right now, we are just about getting across the line, about 10 to go. Got Alex Moe behind him, Ken Roberts, Denny Carroll, Greg Lovell, and Javier Negron. Graham McDonald's back there now. Think about this. Right now, they're gonna play nice. They're gonna be right there. They don't care about. Remember, there's no points for leading laps. No points for leading the most laps. The only thing that counts. Whoa, no! In the back there, looked like Billy Eiser might have got hit. I don't know, but he turned left in a hurry. Did that bring out the caution though? Oh no! But Graham McDonald's around in the backstretch. They're racing back. And they had a little bit more contact on the backstretch between Tim Anderson and Graham McDonald. Denny Carroll trying his hardest on the high side, but Bo decided to go down to the bottom. Yep. Coming down to 10 to go. Now it's more right now, even though you guys is wondering why are they racing like that to get back? It's positioning yourself for the last bit of laps. We're gonna Ken Roberts might get him on the bottom.
He is. Wow,
that's some wicked racing right there.
Just like all the three lead changes in the last lap. Roberts will get that.
All that is, granted, they don't have to stop for fuel. I guarantee you none of this top 10 drivers are going to stop for fuel because they don't need to. And that more, it was just to position themselves in a situation where they're, hopefully, to get themselves in a place where they're better. Now, do you want to be the leader? If you were Ken Roberts got that, is that where you would want to be, Blaine, if you were in that position, or would you want to be second, third, you know what I mean?
Yeah, usually you don't want to be in the front like that, but...
All depends, really, because how you get a start, who's behind you? And is that person going to stay with you, or, that's hard.
So that's the second incident, including Graham McDonald there. Not too hard of a hit. And we'll keep on going back here and find the other. The initial point for caution happened right around here somewhere. I think. Yeah. So it was
Saw Billy
Ellison.
Heiser sideways.
Yeah.
That was as far as I could say really kind of what happened.
Yeah, it got real tight on space for Elliser, not squared up on the 6 of Rawson. Balser tried to follow him, and they just got kinked up.
Oh, yeah.
But collected
Could have been a
Balser,
little bit of a bump draft
Breedlove,
gone wrong by Balser,
Rawson
maybe.
Fuller. Yeah.
Balser might have tried to push Elzer down. Mind you, they're still on the straightaway. It just didn't work out very well. That turned Iser in, and then Rossum is involved. Breedlove. If you're going to be anybody, you'd want to be Mark Paglia on that one. He just drove down around the bottom and went right around it all.
Right spot, right time.
Yep. If you're sitting there and you're looking at the top 6, not saying that anybody behind, well, we have to go top 8 now. Wait a minute, no, we got to go further than that. When you start looking at the drivers here, you start thinking about, well, who really out of all these drivers has got a shot? Every one of them.
Yeah.
So, it's all, right now you look at it, you got Ken Roberts and Alex Moe up there. Great drivers, but this is you got to have friends track. You got to look behind you. Who's behind you? Are they going to work with you? Are they going to be greedy? All-star race, no points. This is, I don't know if they give out a trophy for this or not, but it's just bragging rights. All year long, I'm the all-star champion.
Yeah, come get me next year kind of thing, because there's only one race a year, pretty much. I think they only do one a year.
They do have one, I think, coming up. Oh, God, I think it was the 28th. I looked at on their Facebook page. It is another all-star race, but it's not a truck all-star race. Remember, these guys don't just drive trucks, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, all the way through the week. Aero 88 used to be on Monday, Cup Tuesday. Trucks were, I believe, were Friday. I think it used to be Men's Cup on Thursday, but I'm not. That's with the old Talladega Nights part of it. I don't know, how they do run it now. So you got many, many series. You got to have all-star races for all of them, right?
Yeah, but you could also have like a league all-star race and then vote on a mod.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Now that I just thought of it, I gotta remember to tell you. There's a race that I want us to do a race for a group that I race with. Broadcast for them, just one broadcast. That'll be something I take care of.
You want to do it on turbo, or you want to do it on here?
No, it'd be one of these. Do a regular race, everything.
Okay.
You do it a little differently.
Well, we can still use the same broadcast and just do it on turbo if you want.
Yeah. Well. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like what you're seeing right now can just. I can put it anywhere, right? Like I broadcast it to FRN,
true.
Just depends on how loose and how dirty the jokes you want to hear.
Right. How's the male show up in his kid screwing a light bulb, right? Yeah.
This is the
family
friendly version.
I can't finish it, but yeah, you're right.
And then, on turbo, still a professional broadcast, but maybe we just,
Hey, you gotta say it though. You gotta tune into Turbo, Tarnation TV Turbo on Monday nights and watch us make fools of ourselves. It's so much fun.
Yeah, RV there, is a lot of fun. If you don't have it, you should try it because it's only like $10. It's pretty awesome.
Actually, it's on sale.
Is it really?
From $7.99 down to $17.19. $7.19.
Oh, you can save yourself a whole 80 cents.
Yeah. 10% off. Are still on. We got Ken Roberts, Alex Moe up front. Yeah, let's see Sandoval, Javier Negron, Pat McCarsky up there in the 5th spot. Love to see that. Greg Lovell, Bobby Farrell, 2 laps down earlier. Currently, right now in the 7th position. Denny Carroll on the outside of him. Mark Paglia and Nate Balzer rounds up our top 10.
Nobody a lap down.
What's that?
Nobody has lapped down,
Nobody.
so the lights should be going out this time through.
Yeah. So, like we said before, Bobby Farrell at once got caught speeding earlier. Got out, got a lap down, got back out there. Unfortunately, driving around by himself, got himself another lap down. Was able to, with the last 2 cautions in that number 7 Victory Junction gain truck. He's back on the lead lap, currently there in the 9th position. Sorry, 8th position. And 7th, sorry, I get it right here. Numbers, not my thing.
Yeah.
But he is right there and has a shot at that with 6 laps to go. Cruising down the backstretch. Looks like Robert Spring, he is back there in the 11th spot. Probably be interesting to see what that truck does. We lost the other 2 trucks out of that incident with him. It will be interesting to see if he has any speed at all. You're sitting here, we're gonna hit the line with about gonna be 5 or 6 laps to go. You got 2 guys out there, Ken Roberts, Alex Moe, Leslie Sandoval, Javier Negron. Who you picking? Who's gonna get this?
Oh, geez. You want to make bets?
Who do you think's gonna get this?
We haven't talked a lot about Greg Lovell tonight. I'm going to go with the 088.
I think that is a smart choice. If I had to, I would probably say Alex Moe is probably going to win it. But if I had to pick one, I'd like to see Pat McCursky take it.
Yeah. I just remember how dominant the 088 was.
Oh, he's
and it is, really. I mean, like you said, it's an all-star race, but...
Remember we did the drivers with integrity. Integrity. He gets a shove through in the middle of the tri-oval, goes sideways, loses 5 positions, comes back, and wins the race.
Mm-hmm.
It was an incredible one. Pace truck is off on pit road, and Roberts is the control truck on the bottom. Let's see who gets the better start. Is it going to be Ken Roberts, Alex Moe? They got a lot of good pushers right behind him. Alex Moe with a good jump, no help behind him. Javier Negron did not get the best start that he did, but it doesn't mean that's not going to work out. Didn't make it up enough time to get down in front of Ken Roberts. Oh, Ulysses Sandoval goes from the bottom to the top.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Watching that from the cockpit of Roberts, we saw Ulysses slide to the top, to the high line.
That
Smart
is interesting
move.
when you think about it. He went from the
home.
bottom. It's going to work. You know it's going to work because you can see that momentum on the high side is really, really good.
Well, and Javier is his teammate too, right? So he knows he's got space.
Oh, that's right too. Yeah, he's there. He's a wrecking ball one.
Yep.
Don't have Garland Oaks here tonight, but
so they're probably on a private whisper saying, come on up. I'll make sure you got space. Back that line up
why
just
there was
a little
space.
bit.
Yep. I used to say that, and now you're the one that's saying it and getting it right.
Yeah. That's the thing when these guys get
Didn't see
teammates
that one
beside
coming.
them, they can kind of do a little bit of a pick.
Now the question is,
Because we'll see Palmer do that with Roberts and stuff all the time, right? They'll leave a gap.
Oh yeah, they'll back off. Remember the truck race? I believe it was one of the drivers with integrity. Roberts, I think Palmer.
Here's the
we're trying to push Paglia to win. There you go. Your pick coming. Remember, I said sentimentally I want Pat McCursky. I told you Alex Moe is going to win.
Right.
Ooh, Alex Moe down in front of Greg Lovell. The momentum's coming on that bottom side. That's where I'm going.
Yeah.
Pat McCursky went from the bottom to the high side up behind the wrecking ball drivers.
So 4 laps to go here now. Well, not entirely. 3.5.
Let's see if that high side can get the momentum. Now we got 3 wide. Graham McDonald on the high side looks like he's got Tim Anderson, Robert Breedlove behind him. Don't have enough trucks up there to do that, but you can't just sit back there. You got to start making moves, hoping that somebody would have come out maybe or popped out of there and helped them out.
Well, and under the yellow there, I picked the 088, and he was back in like 7th or 8th. That was in second place. So make those moves. It's a good spot to be now because, you know, as the 48, we all know he's just got to make that truck real wide.
So now, if you're Greg Lovell, when do you make the move? He's got Denny Carroll behind him. I don't know if they work so well together as they used to. Nate Balzer goes from the bottom side up in front of Ulysses Sandoval. Saw an opportunity. They got more trucks up there. By him doing that, that took away some of the speed on the bottom line. That might have been a good move for him.
You gotta remember too, the next flag will end the race. So if your strategy is coming down to the final lap.
Ooh!
Oh wow!
Mo to the high side, putting a block on.
Close. Man,
yeah,
you
but that could have been the race-winning move right there.
Yeah. Move of the race, getting in front of the 55.
You can't say it enough how we always talk about if you're up there in the front, you're going to go out in front of wherever the momentum's coming from, and that's where it was coming from. He went very close, but he moved up there and got it. Now, down the backstretch, what do you think? Is anybody going to stay right behind them? So far, they are.
Yeah, I mean, I think they stay in line to the final lap. Right about here in another lap, we're going to see some guys looking.
Bottom groove there gets that momentum on the inside. That outside groove gets it on the outside. They're almost, Javier Negron almost got clear of Greg Lovell. Not quite.
White flag. I wanted one lap to go.
Oh, God, he was clear of him.
Here it is.
Balzer to the bottom. Look at this. A little bit of contact with Javier Negron.
That's Roberts.
Oh, my God. That was Roberts.
Around. They're wrecking in the back. Parallel.
Big wreck.
Upside down. Holy moly. Tim Anderson got through it.
Roberts has got Alex Mo behind him. Ulysses on the high side. Javier Negron goes to the high side with his teammate. A little bit more momentum up there. Tim Anderson's trying to get to the back bumper, Alex Mo, but I don't know if that's going to be... Oh, he's going to try to go for it himself. That's going to kill that momentum on the bottom. Oh,
wow.
Greg Lovell's around.
That's Ulysses Sandoval.
Ulysses Sandoval is going to win the race. What a finish.
Followed by Ken Roberts. Wow.
We were totally wrong on our guesses.
Yes, we were. Yikes.
Although they do finish, I was going to say, nope. So Alex Mo ended up finishing 11th and Greg Lovell 15th after that. But wow, what a race.
Jeez.
Robert Breedlove, where did he come from? He was back in about 10th before all of that happened.
Yeah.
He must have drove through that all and got up there into the third position.
Yeah, we'll save up the replay and we'll go back and scrub through it.
Wow, that was crazy.
We'll watch Ulysses do his burnout. What a wild last couple of laps. Holy moly.
Did not end the way I thought it would. I mean,
no.
I would have been the one you picked, Greg Lovell, and I was sentimentally, so, I wanted to see Pat McCarskey get it. And Pat McCarskey ended up fourth.
Yeah, and all of our picks actually were working. Like, oh, Paga's going to get it. Oh, no, he's not. And then,
I'm going to make an executive decision tonight, and that is get not only the top 3 drivers, if I can find them, where did they go? He's not in team speed. I was going to pull McCarskey down and talk to him, but he is not in here.
Oh. Well, congratulations to Ulysses Sandoval. Right place at the right time more than once in those final 5 laps. Holy moly. Oh, there goes the base track. What was that?
That was a good race.
Yes, it was.
Great for you, man, to get done just doing a celebration. Now he's off on a Polish victory lap.
Yeah.
We talked about him earlier in the race, how a guy hasn't really been doing this for all that long and turns around, a year ago and ends up being the Friday night States, Truck Series champion, comes out for the All-Star race and, didn't get the championship this year. What I don't know is, how far down he was in the championship. But we, because we're just here for the All-Star race, we didn't have all that point stuff in front of us. But comes out and wins the All-Star race and shows these boys what Wrecking Ball is all about. So let's see if we can go find Robert Breedlove. Robert, you got Rod and Blaine in the booth. Do we have a copy button? Got you, Robert? I have to do this again. Last time we did this, we had to go drop him away, go get the next guy. Let's go grab the next guy, and we'll let him just sit here and wait.
Yeah. Well, there's some old dates. Oh, I forgot to update the schedule on this broadcast. We're going. We'll go here.
All right, Ken Roberts. We tried to talk to Robert Breedlove, but it must have stepped away for a minute. You got a copy, bud?
Sure do.
Wow, what a finish. I don't even know how to explain it. That was pretty wild. You ran up front most of the night. You always do. Made some good choices and whatnot. It got down to that last little bit, and unfortunately, you couldn't quite get it done. Tell us a little bit more about your race from your perspective.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good race. It was fun there at the end. Had a little snafu there. We was trying to get down in the pits, and guys were coming out of the pits, and kind of got squeezed there. And I think I cut across the front of Graham's nose, but didn't get any damage. So that was good. I had to get some tires, and then just kind of fought the way back up. Got up there towards the front and fighting there with Alex and U-Man and them guys, and that's pretty wild there at the end. I certainly didn't see how that didn't play out how I thought it was going to.
We had personally, Blaine had picked, who did you pick, Blaine?
I picked the 088, Greg.
Oh yeah, he picked Greg Glovo. I figured Alex Moe was going to get it done, being up front there, and unfortunately those guys were the ones. I didn't say unfortunately. Then my sentimental pick was I would love to have seen Mikarsky get it, but all in all, you just ran strong tonight. That truck was really, really good. It's a all-star race. It's no points, no worries about that. Just out balls to the wall, have fun, see if you can just dominate, take it, and win it all.
Yeah, I mean, it's that's the kind of race. I mean, you got to go in with that. You can be a lot more aggressive in these types of races. You're not building on a season or points or anything. We got there to the end and was behind Alex.
So I know Saturday night you're working on something for Saturday night on the ASR banner. How's that going along? You're getting pretty much everything squared away to have your new baby released on Saturday, and I think it's in January?
Yeah, January 10th we kick it off over at ASR. Yeah, I mean, we're just there's a lot of guys that like to race Dega, so we're going to put a series together for them.
And I'm going to be running it right up until you guys get to the point when you're ready to broadcast. Wow, I think I need something to drink. My mouth's not working very good at the moment. Anyways, Blaine, do you have anything for Mr. Roberts?
Oh, man, he just seemed like a busy guy, man. Every league we go to, there's Ken Roberts in a 55 truck, car, like whatever, you can paint with a 55 on it, right? But, yeah, I mean, fantastic. Like, this whole race, really, the last, 10 laps or so.
Wicked.
Just lead changes and, man, you got cut off so close. I'm going to go back on the replay and look at it. Not really cut off, but just guys choosing lanes and where to go and, making it work, I guess. Cramped out there sometimes.
Yeah, it's funny how you can be friends one lap and enemies the next.
Yeah, and then the next day be friends. But so how many nights a week do you race?
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Okay.
So I work third shift during the week, so it's really hard for me to race, at night with the regular crowd. So I'm a weekend warrior, I guess.
So that's why basically moving everything to Saturday actually works better for you, because you can get a chance to do your Sunday routine and get up and go to work without having to, sleep in a little too late and get up a little too early.
Yeah, it's I mean it works out, but yeah, it's a good race. I'd like to thank Graham and them guys over here at PRL putting this on and getting these guys together. It's a pretty good group of racers, and we have a lot of fun with it. Of course, the little tempers are flaring at the end with the wreck there on the last lap, but they'll all figure it out, and we'll be back here next week doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say, I'll give you the opportunity to thank your sponsors, to, whatever that you want to, for your second place finish tonight. So congrats.
Yeah, just, thank the Graham and stuff for putting this on, and my teammates, and, Rodney Solons for, always painting up doing my paints, and, he always does an awesome job with it. And so I've had a lot of luck with this Wickers, barbecue truck. It's certainly fast. So, but we'll keep her going, and we'll see you guys at the next one.
All right, there you go. Second place finisher Ken Roberts in the All-Star race for PRL. Congratulations, bud.
Thanks. Good finish, Robert.
Thanks, Ken.
And now we can get the chance to talk to Robert, because he is there. Third place tonight, bud. Where did you come from on that last lap? I had you about 8th or so. Pretty much to the end of that thing, and all of a sudden, out of the blue, wait a minute, I said Breedlove got third.
Well, I'm just back here checking it, actually. He's in 16th at the beginning of lap 74.
Yeah,
it was 16th. I got in that one wreck towards the end there, and then Denny and Pat and all them decided to wreck, and I just kind of closed my eyes and went for it. Then they wrecked again, and I closed my eyes again. That's about it.
Is that the secret? Close your eyes and hope you make it through the other side?
Yeah, because I wasn't going to let off. So, I mean, there's no, like Ken said earlier, there's no point. So, I mean, you might as well just go for it.
So now, tonight is one of the only really that I know of, there's not too many of them that do this. You race back through the whole race. Now, to me, that's weird. Do you still find yourself when the caution comes out lifting?
Not really, because I mean they've been doing it for a while here, and then we did it on Saturdays. I think RTG doesn't do it, so it's kind of different there.
Yeah. So the difference to you is not racing back then.
Yeah. I get
so used to it
over there.
Yeah, I'm so used to that. I mean, every league that I've ever run with have always, decided, we don't race back until 10 to go. And I remember maybe the first time I might have been with the Talladega Nights banner on Saturday night. The first time they said, "Oh yeah, we race back," and the first caution came out, and I lifted. I'm like, "Whoa, what are you doing?"
It's I don't know if I like it or not, because I mean that's a good way to get wrecked too, and then
it's different.
Yes, it is.
Blaine, do you have anything for Robert?
Oh, no, I'm just watching this final lap again, just seeing how he went from 16th spot to where he is.
I just closed my eyes, boy. That's all I did.
Amazing. But yeah, man, always an entertaining race. Yeah, right spot, right time. Trucks are upside down. Oh, yeah, you're down on below the yellow line.
Yeah,
Perfect.
They're everywhere.
Yeah. No, man, it was a great race. Congratulations, awesome run. We always kind of hope for a fuel run at the end, but that yellow that happened prior set you guys up to not have to worry about that, but it ended up being phenomenal nonetheless.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a fun night.
Oh, there you go. So I'll give you the chance to thank anybody that you want to thank. Isn't that a Pepsi truck?
Yes.
So we got to learn you Coke products now. Come on.
No Coke product. Sorry.
In my house, there's no Pepsi product.
Yeah, literally at the last second there, I was just watching that he took the checkered flag and his position changed from 14th to 3rd.
Wow!
Yeah.
You hit the wall for
In the
pointing
last,
friggin' car.
the last like 200 yards, he jumped from 14th to 3rd.
That was crazy.
Podium finish.
Yeah, I just want to thank Graham and them guys for doing this and putting it on. It's always a lot of fun. And then thank you guys.
That's it. Short and sweet and done, huh?
Time to go to bed.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Well, congratulations on your 3rd place finish.
All right, man. Thanks.
Thanks, Robert. Yeah, 14th to 3rd. That's amazing.
That is absolutely crazy. Rod and Blaine in the booth. Ulysses, Poppy Sandoval. Do we have you, my friend?
Was y'all caught me off again on a bad spot. I was talking about bad stuff, but the thing I was whispering it, so y'all didn't hear it. But it kind of scared me because, man, last time.
Hey, you gotta know, Poppy. You gotta know. You won the race. We got Breedlove down here because he wasn't there at the beginning. We had got done with Ken Roberts. You know we're gonna come grab you. You gotta be cautious, my friend.
Well, y'all were talking with Breedlove. I didn't know that y'all finished talking with Ken. Y'all talked with Ken first. So I assumed I was gonna take up more time. So I'm gonna tell them the story what I did.
Well, so you ran pretty much near the front most of the night. You know, within the top 10 or so. You had a great night, and then. At the end there, man, you just pulled out and decided that's it. This is my race to win, and you went for it, and you ended up winning it. And even, you know, was watching a replay there where you wouldn't decide to go down to the bottom. Ken Roberts come down, you gave him a little bumper, you got you a little bit out of shape, and then lo and behold, you come out and you win this thing, bud.
Oh yeah, that was just crazy. I mean, that was just one lap of racing, you know, where I couldn't decide where to go because both groups were blocked, and they got people behind me. I was trying to figure it out. What lane has the most people in it? Is it the bottom? But I see people putting them on the top, then on the bottom, and again on the top. Then I decided to push on the top until I got clear. But then, you know, the field got wiped out. So it was just a matter of luck. What's going to happen? And I thought I wasn't going to have the race because they didn't like the first blocks I pulled up on the previous caution when we racing back. But thanks to Greg Level for pushing me up, at least for those few seconds, because sadly he got taken out as well. I think everybody got taken out. I don't know how many people survived that one, because every second there was less and less people around.
Pretty much the top three were the only ones that made it through without getting caught up in any of the two incidences on that last lap. But yeah, you made an aggressive move to the high side in front of Greg Lovell, and it was the smart move of the night. You went where the momentum was. That momentum really carried through with your teammate Javier Negron there back behind you, and you managed to catch him and beat him to the line.
Oh yeah, I feel sad for Javier because he had a good race. He was always around with me, you know, and at some point we found each other, but then the wrecks happened. So I hoping for the best, you know. I'm gonna pay him back next time, you know. Next time I find him, he's gonna be on victory lane next time you see him.
That is awesome. Blaine, do you have anything for Ulysses?
Oh man, well, I mean, what can we say? An awesome race as always. Right spot, right time. I keep saying the same things over and over again, but this race ended in a way that we never even thought that was going to happen. You know, we were thinking fuel mileage, okay, yellow flag, not going to be fuel mileage, and then literally we picked 2 or 3 different people to win this thing. You weren't one of them, but it was literally like within like the top 10. Everything switched around so frequently. And then those accidents at the end, man, like I don't know. It doesn't matter how many times we do this stuff. There's always something crazy and new that's happening somehow.
I guess y'all jinxed your picks.
Yes.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. That usually happers.
He picked Greg.
When we
I don't blame y'all not to choose me because I was on a fuel deficit the last 2-3 cautions.
Well, but we've been talking to you, like we've talked to you a half dozen times in the last couple of weeks on podium finishes, so it's kind of silly not to pick you, but like you say, that's just the Tarnation TV curse. If we pick you, you're probably going to crash, so.
Yeah, I remember the first time.
See, he picked Greg Lovell. I picked Alex Moe. Two great picks, you know.
And they were both up
there's
there.
There's a lot of other drivers up there like yourself, you know, Denny Carroll, you know, all these guys could have got it done. It's just the positions. They weren't even leading at the time when we picked them. You know, and I also said, you know, Pat McCarskey is a sentimental favorite. Would love to see him win one of these. But you made the right choices, made the smart move, and, you know, you got the momentum, and you whooped up on him, buddy.
We made some crazy moves too, like really aggressive, like blocks, not really blocks, but just like lane changes to kind of put yourself in those spots, you know. And it pays off. You get pushed to the front.
Oh yeah, you don't see that really often on points paint race. So everybody pretty much plays it safe, but on a special race, everybody just is going for it because you know there's not gonna be a reward for later for consistency because it's only one race.
Mm-hmm.
So, oh yeah, and well, I'm making history one more time because it's my first special race. You know, we got. They always do. People always on NR do these events. You know, we got the MO 200, the Daytona 500 with Circle. We also have a bunch of special races, and I always come close. But this is the All-Star race, another special race, and it's the first special race I win.
Yeah. Right. Oh, really? Is it really the first special event?
Yeah, it's a special event. That's what I'm looking for. A special events race. The closest I always come up fourth, third on some of these, but never come close. And finally win one. And on Tarnation TV, you know, you guys saw my debut. You guys saw my first win, my first championship, and now my first special race.
That's great.
Just got now. You're gonna go out there. You got to go out there and be a multi-time champion, and you know, go out and win every single race, right? Isn't that the goal?
Oh yeah, it's always the goal. Win it all at all cost.
Even if you got to use the bumper, move them out of the way.
Use the bumper. Use the whole car if you can. That's why they call me the Wrecking Ball.
Yep. I think that's why you call yourself the Wrecking Ball. You gave yourself that nickname.
Oh yeah.
Which usually doesn't work out, but it's a really good one, so we let it slide.
All right, well,
Sandoval.
Yeah, Ulysses Poppy Sandoval. So, all right, buddy, we're gonna give you the opportunity to thank the people you got to thank that got you here. The floor is yours, my friend.
All right, a big shout out to the whole community of NR 2003. You know, another year, and we're going to 2026 to add another year to this game's history because you know it's still active ever since it came out. Another year. A big Merry Christmas to everyone, every single one of them from any league, especially over here on Primetime. Y'all watching us and all you guys that plays. Y'all shaped up Primetime because you know we have done how many seasons now? 7 seasons.
Going into season 7. Yes, 6.
Yeah, 6 seasons and 2 years now. Thanks for all you guys for attending Primetime. It makes it special. Winning a race with all you guys, one of the toughest guys around. I know, you know, guys like Danny Carragher, Level, Ken Roberts, and Alex Moe. You know, the toughest guys are here around, and it's a pleasure racing around with the best of the best. So. You know, I wish y'all a Merry Christmas and hope to see y'all the next year, you know, for more racing. I can't wait to race more.
Let's do it, man. We can't wait to be watching or be on the track, too. We still do race. We try.
So, congratulations, buddy. And now I'm going to say this one thing. For the next year, you are going to be the All-Star champion.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Go ahead, bud.
No, y'all have a great rest of the night, and you know, hope to see you next year.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on your win tonight, bud.
Thank you so much. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, y'all.
Merry Christmas, Ulysses. Congratulations, man. Awesome run.
Later.
And then he fades away into oblivion.
That was pretty awesome. You know, our picks didn't make it, which is, you know.
I never know what to say because I'm always just like, man, it's so cool. You know, like such a good run. And I'm, you know, the pit stops were great. The race was great. There's 5 caution flags in a 76 lap race, a couple near the end. You know,
it's like I always say, you know, you can't do this without friends. But you know what? I mean, he did that with, you know, his teammate was 2 trucks behind him, but still, it doesn't matter. He made the right moves, the smart moves at the right time, and
Yep.
it gave him the momentum to push him out front. He, at the last little bit of it, got down there in front of Ken Roberts and made sure that he used that momentum to get up to the front, and ends up being the All-Star champion for, one more year. Nobody can take that away from him. For the next year, he is the All-Star champion.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a big one because they run, like you said, they run a car all-star race and they run a truck one. So yeah, the king of the trucks, Ulysses Sandoval, the wrecking ball.
Last year's champion at that too, so you can't take that away from him.
Nope. But yeah, I guess thanks everybody as always for watching on YouTube Live or on the replay. Thank you very much for your views and subscriptions and all that interaction. Of course, the Primetime Racing League at the Primetime Super Speedway, Graham and Keith and all the crew over there at Primetime for having us in to do the All-Star race. Join us, join us on Sunday for some ASR. And
Monday night for RV There Yet.
And then Monday nights for RV There Yet, yep.
You will be with Seth Cole and gang Thursday next week for RTG.
Yes, I will. And then on the 4th of January, it's a Sunday night, we do the SMO Dash and Bash.
Not that one again.
It's the wreck fest.
Yes.
And, they always schedule us in there so far in advance.
Broadcaster's nightmare.
Yeah, does that overlap?
So much fun. So much fun. Don't get me wrong, but it was a broadcaster's nightmare because every lap we didn't know who was leading. We were struggling. We were fighting. Andrew Miller joined us. He got to run the first race. I ran the second race. That was a blast.
Does that overlap with an ASR race?
It might.
It's
I don't
on
know.
a Sunday night. That's weird. Yeah, I'm gonna have to double check that. We might have double booked. I don't think I would have double booked it. SMO always books us like a year in advance.
Yeah.
I'll have to get with Brian on that one. Anyway, working on getting fired at ASR for dropping races. But SMO is the one league that'll they'll book a race like 11 months in advance. So can't drop those ones, and that's a lot of fun. So anyway, just stay tuned to the channel if you want to. Tarnation TV, and of course Tarnation TV Turbo for the RV There Yet streams on Mondays. We hang out for an hour or two and see if we can get our motorhome out of the wilderness.
Yeah, that's where you'll hear us say, "Hey, you know what? Beep."
Yeah. What in the gosh darn? Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit. It's a way less professional broadcast than this one. It doesn't look this pretty.
A lot of fun.
The mics are just on.
Yeah.
It's just a very basic screen capture stream. But if you want to hang out on Friday night or Monday night at about 8:00 p.m., come on down. But
and if you don't get to see it Monday night, that's all right. It's on YouTube forever, so you can go back and watch us make fools of ourselves and try to figure out how to get an RV from our original campsite to home or to Interstate 65 and through the woods, over the mountain and through the woods to grandmother's house. It's so much fun.
That Led Zeppelin song, "Over the Mountain and Far Away."
I don't know about that, but I know the old over mountain through the woods to grandmother's house we go.
Yeah.
I go on that route.
But I guess that's it. Thanks again for watching. Awesome all-star. I mean, an all-star race couldn't have been any better, I don't think.
Yeah.
It's a phenomenal race. Congratulations to Ulysses Sandoval, the all-star at Primetime Racing League 2025. And let me see. Yeah, if the women don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy. Keep your stick on the ice.